Other thing to highlight too is that, your portfolio is great. A book is a great book. Design, we can smooth out that design for sure, right? And tech will change whether you're in Figma or Sketch or whatever you are. Personality matters. People skills do matter as far as the human skills. That's what we're calling them. Human skills matter because we want someone that we want to work with. We want to, we're gonna spend a lot of time together, and we're gonna get into some really heated conversations about what methodology is correct and what is not working, and it's important to know that we're hiring somebody who we feel like we can trust enough to be open and like that. So that's also a concern. So don't, I think, if your book isn't the strongest, that's cool. Like that's not really a huge deal. If you are the kind of person who's like, but I'm a go getter and I'm here to learn, like that's awesome. Like make sure we know that.
Here's
Um,
what I learned on my own. That's huge.
Right? Huge, huge. The fact that people are just out there learning things on their own. I didn't know how to do this, so I researched it and now I know how to
Yeah.
do it. That's amazing. Let
I
us
went
know
to this
that.
I went to this a webinar. It's a webinar recently. I do all types of stuff because you never know, right? It's not what you know,
Right.
it's who you know sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm just a part of this webinar about mentorship. And it was a lady there. Awesome seminar with Capital One, actually. I don't work there or nothing. I was just invited to it. And I'm listening to this lady. And what I really appreciate about her and the mentorship aspect is she talks a whole lot about making sure that people know your name. So, and I'm like, okay, well, expound on that. Like, tell me what you mean. And what she meant was, Andrew, to your point, it's not about being the best, which matters, but it's not about that. It's about, can you communicate your thought process? Even if it's wrong, if you can communicate it, we can identify the fallacies or the inconsistencies. We can work on that and we can teach that. But do you understand the process and can you communicate it without reading it verbatim? Please don't do that because you only got 15 minutes to go through a whole hour of a portfolio, right? But if you're able to communicate that effectively, that is that human skill that you hear us talking about every episode at this point that can really be a game changer. And so I had to put that in there. It's like a perfect little slot to say, real quick, Andrew, let me slide that, let me slide that little piece of information in there.
I mean, that's a great point too. And I don't mean to like, chop down any souls or anything like that, but this is a business, right? And that's how we win accounts. That's how we keep the lights on. It's how we pay our mortgage. And having that ability, you don't have to be the best. Someone out there is, and I have no idea who it is, and it doesn't really matter to me. But I do know who can have enough confidence to go out there and communicate an idea, to pitch an idea, to create um, an emotionally evocative um, presentation, to hook somebody, right? I was like, oh, that's what you need to do. And there's a lot of, that quality. That's what we're looking for.